My Brother's Keeper Scholar Program, Austin, is a student support program designed to help young males of color engage and prepare for post-secondary education after high school. Through group and one-on-one support on their high school campus, MBK Scholars' purpose is to increase post-secondary education attainment and create system changes at the K through 12 level that fosters success for all students.
Let's look at the data. Let's actually look and see what are the most pivotal things and the most leverage points that we can actually have a critical impact on young men of color, where we actually looked at all of kind of the educational data that impacted young men of color, Hispanic, Black, low-income whites, and found out what exactly are the largest leverage points. And so there was two particular metrics that really were high interest and high leverage points, which were college enrollment and college persistence. And we saw that with young men of color, that was a huge area that needed to have intervention that could have seismic change around what is happening around our region, around that population. And so out of that came or birthed the MBK Scholars Program.
So where I come in, I get to talk to the kids one-on-one, I get to learn their story, I get to talk about the causes of some of their deepest problems. And I think that's where we make our headway. And I get to actually be somebody that just sits there and listens to them. I can't solve every problem that they have, but they know they have somebody they can come to.
They really set you up and they really help you out. Wherever you want to go, whatever you think your dream is, they will help you achieve it no matter what. They won't put any excuses on the table. They'll just keep it real with you and help you do it.
But MBK would call me in, they would just ask me, hey, what are your plans for after high school? And I always just told them, oh, I'm just gonna go work because I don't feel like I'm that educated to be in college like everybody else. So MBK, they directed me into like, oh, here's what we recommend in schooling. But they really just like kept pushing me, not into a way where I didn't feel like I was forced to, but in a way I felt comfortable and I was like, oh, I really have options in life.
We need programs like this for this population of young men because simply they speak their own language. To do it with this population of young men, it needs to be done by people that are willing to listen to them versus cast opinions on them. The work that they need to do that they're unaware of, they'll never be made aware of. The places they could go, the people they could meet, the things they could do, they'll never experience that because no one took the time to sit back and talk to them and figure out who they are, what they like, what they're good at, what they have to offer the world.
Once I got into the MBK, I started, like trying to start my life as a young adult. I wanted to find colleges. I wanted to see what the best option was for me.
We ain't really have all the things we want coming up, and so I just feel like walking around school and knowing that other kids have some things I don't have make me feel a little bit less confident in doing other things that they might be able to. Coming up with Xavier, him showing me a few things, like just knowing that it's just all about you and your character, how you build yourself up. It just really helped me just shine a light in my eyes and just try to work me through the rest of high school and get me going in the right direction.
What MBK provided me with was a sense of community. School wasn't so bad to come to. It wasn't everything positive, but it brought positivity into my life. So I had something to look forward to after school. There was that coach who was trying to urge me to keep pushing on, somebody that cared about me, because my teachers were just teachers, I had a coach that cared about me, but I also had members in the club that cared about me. So it just kind of kept pushing me forward.
We've been looking at this data many years, but for the first time, we're actually doing something about it. We're actually saying, you know what? Why is it that we have this large gap between young men of color? Well, now that we have a model and a tool by which we can actually intervene and do it, we are seeing that, yes, our youth can be just as successful and complete all the things that all other youth can if they're just given the opportunity to do it. And so with relationship, with engagement, with the ability to draw a light and prioritize resources to this population, we are going to have huge change that is dramatically going to change the trajectory of educational landscape for our community. So it is a great investment of our time and energy and our social and political capital to make sure MBK Scholars is successful.